What? Astro, Lastro, Kevster, Danteh, Hydron, Majid, OG, Knuckles. Knuckles would be what? I'm guessing that's... Shoot, who... Sam? Yeah, Sam. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. So, dive comp versus relative dive comp. The differences in these matchups are pretty... Let's actually wait to see what Kevster swaps to. Probably Tracer. Yeah. So the real differences in these dive comps are just essentially one composition is playing around Doom cycles, one composition is playing around Ball cycles. I actually think that Ball and Doom are relatively close in their execution. I don't think there's a big difference in between what they do. They both have relatively high uptime. They're both relatively vulnerable to CC, but they're not necessarily one-shot heroes. They're just going to consistently cycle in and cycle out. The difference here for me is going to be about the Echo and Sojourn. I assume Echo is more of a first point play, but I could also see it on second as well. Essentially, that what the Echo does is you're playing about something that can commit a little bit harder, similarly to Sojourn, but has a little bit more dive pressure, I guess. To me, it's going to be more interesting to see how Yaki actually stages with this Echo. Yaki is a pretty darn good Echo. So it's like, how is Yaki getting value out of Echo without actually peaking their Sojourn? Can we keep an eye on Danteh Ball? Yeah. So there's not, the matchup here is really just dive mirror. It's going to be like which ones are controlling angles better, the timings, things like that. So let's just take a look. I'm gonna actually turn it up just a tad. I don't really want to go, actually I'm gonna shut down these windows as well. I don't really want to go super in detail and like the matchups and stuff, because honestly, it's going to take more of me watching to actually figure it out than about anything else. We're about to go back to spawn. We played Mystery Heroes. Shocking. You know, Astro, I don't mind you being part of this, but my only question is I didn't want to ask you because it is your scrim code. I don't know how much would be leaking and how much would not be. So you let me know. No, I feel like Astro and Magid. I know Magid's in. Thank you for the sub, by the way, Difful. I imagine both Astro. You gotta do other stuff? Alright, fair enough. That's a little bit of a problem. So, but here's the thing with Echo. Echo can play very spammy until Sojourn has shot. I actually think Echo has like better mid-range pressure than Sojourn until Sojourn has shot. As soon as Sojourn has shot, Echo has to play all in or all out. You cannot peek the Sojourn when she has rail. Any damage that you take is just like, everyone's thinking like, oh, Sojourn doesn't have one shot. But ultimately, actually, I might have to put my headphones on because it's going to be too loud for, might be like Echo. No pun intended, it could be Echo with my mic. But like really, truly, I think like you have to be really careful about this. Why is it not working? Audio. I cannot hear anything. Why can I not hear anything, chat? Give me a second. You guys can hear things. I cannot hear things. 1 second. Weird. Bizarre. I cannot hear it. I'll plug it into my speakers directly. Maybe that'll work. Nope. I'm an idiot. It wasn't, chat. I'm sorry. It wasn't plugged in. My headphone thing was loose. I'm an idiot. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we just have to be really careful about peeking there. I mean, it's really not that deep, to be honest with you. I'm surprised that we're still going in. I think like we have to be really, really careful. Because now you could stagger yourself up pretty badly here. Like Kevster is probably positioned, I think, way too aggressively here. He should die for that. He should have died for that. So like here's the thing, is like once you're down one, it's really not that deep. I mean, I think Danteh maybe goes in to put out a little bit of pressure to discourage them from pushing too hard. But like really you gotta be super, super careful. Because like as soon as this spam goes out and you forced Magid to TP to Hydron, you've already done your job. You've already done your job. You've already forced him out, and now it's going to be really hard for Toronto to actually walk forward and capitalize off of the man advantage. So you've done your job. So just survive. I don't really understand why Kevster goes in further. Like at this point in time, Kevster really should be blinking back towards this direction, towards the mini health packs and back towards his team. I don't know why he goes back towards point. I think it's a mistake. He should have died there. Hey! So yeah, this ends up costing them. Just honestly, a mistake from Yaki, and then Glads just kind of stagger. Yeah, recall got forced, and then we ended up going the wrong direction, I think, for the disengage. Danteh goes Doom. I'm not sure how I feel versus Ball versus Doom. So this is where we're going to get more into like the hero strengths, and also more into just like raw scrim time that I just don't have because I haven't seen enough. I could tell you the differences between Ball and Doom, but I can't tell you which one is better. These guys have scrimmed obviously way more than, like, know a lot more about the matchup than I do. To me, the difference is a little bit of hero pick strength, and then also like how many like isolated off angles that you want to control, because Ball obviously has a lot more breadth with his control. As fast as Doom is, Ball is faster. However, Doom does more direct punish when he's actually in. For example, if I'm not like controlling an off angle over here, if I'm like actually just like engaging off of cycles, off of their Sojourn, the Doom might be a little bit better. It requires a little bit less setup time. Doom can stun Ball engages? Potentially, yes. Both guys are better at Doom than Ball. That's probably the more important factor here, to be honest with you guys. So really what we want to see here is some sort of like, once we have our dive staged, which to me is going to look like this. I think right from here, we need to pocket Kevster. Kevster pokes out here, give Kevster like 5-6 seconds for him to stage 3, 2, 1, and then look for pressure off of Hydron. I think Hydron's going to be the main dive target, and you would like to try and use your Doomfist and your Tracer as the dive initiative, and then have your Echo follow up immediately afterwards once we've forced her shift out. I just think Yaki's just going in too early. I think Yaki keeps peeking at really inopportune times. Like, we're not diving right now. We just can't peek Sojourn right now. Like, there's nothing wrong with an Echo going aggressive, but right now Doom and Tracer are both MIA, setting up or staging. We should not be going in right now. Because, like, look, right now we're going, but look at Yaki. Yaki's out. So Yaki is hard trolling the lobby right now. Hard trolling the lobby. His timing is way off. Because he should be N right now on top of this Sojourn. And if he's N right now, like, he could literally shift N right now and take this high ground. These guys are dead. Right here. Or Suzu's forced. Honestly, probably dead. Right? Probably dead. I'm trying to think what Toronto could be doing better here. Because this dive feels too easy to stage, to be honest with you guys. Like, I feel like there has to be some way to bully Kevster here. Sam is focused on Danteh, which is reasonable. But Danteh can also just completely avoid Sam entirely. Maybe it's not the end of the world. As long as Sam finds somebody to mark, like a Tracer to mark, it's okay. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Also, let's check out OG here. You would have liked to have seen a boop on that. I think it's like, so like this is where your Lucio gets value, right? Either dueling Tracer, which is not reasonable given the position that we're in right here. But I really feel like OG from Sam's call should have been in a position. I think OG's scouting. I'm not sure. Like this should have been booped. This should have been booped, or at least disrupted, I think. So there was a little bit of a failure in scouting on the Doomfist engage. I don't know. I just feel like Yaki's trolling the lobby for sure, but for crying out loud, like, I don't feel like this should be so easy to dive. Like, Magic honestly could have died there. Like, really, truly. Okay, let's keep watching. So then they get out. The dive doesn't work necessarily, but we do get some space. Probably gonna set right back up on Hydran. They miss the punch on Hydran. Hydran slides out. They peeled the pulse. Dante's in, but Dante's in a little early. He might get punished for that. He does. Ooh, he almost dies there. What would I have liked Danteh to do? I think Danteh can wait a second here. I actually don't see a real reason for Danteh to go in just now. I think he's thinking, oh, that person's low. But I don't think... I think Danteh honestly could die here. I'm surprised he doesn't die. Why does it... Coluge doesn't have punch, that's why. If Coluge has punch here, he dies. I think Danteh could have waited. Good stick from Kevster. Mid-fight beat, just to guarantee the fight win. It's fine. Fights won. Probably wasted from Coluge. Yeah, I'm not watching a lot. Let's get pulse. That was a good clip as well. Huh. Nice movement. Nice. That was crazy. That was good. If you guys know of any pop-off moments, you're gonna have to let me know, because I'm gonna be focused on more like big picture stuff. I think honestly it just feels like just a great pulse from Kevster. Why do we not have Suzu for this? Let's actually find out. You're gonna have to pardon the buzzing. It's just a replay viewer. Probably didn't need Suzu there. That was a little bit strange. Yeah, why don't we Suzu this? Oh, Hydran overextends a wee bit, and then gets stuck afterwards. Yeah, that's just a little bit of a feed from Hydran. I mean, I guess that he pops ult here. But then we don't get the kill on Danteh, so then he feels the need to go forward. He then overextends for it. Then that costs Suzu, then opens up the Tracer. Okay. Okay. Interesting. I don't want to like draw any conclusions yet so far. Let's just wait and see. What is happening here? What is happening, OG? What is happening, Danteh? What? How did Hydran die? Oh, he's at 1 HP. This is a wacky scrim so far, mate. I'm not gonna lie. Ah, come on. It's just taking turns feeding, man. What is this scrim? This is a mess. Oh. It's just early in the off season, y'all. This stuff happens. Like, I mean, the level of play generally dramatically improves over the course of the season. That being said, it is pretty funny nonetheless. Nice little angle control from Kevster here. I don't like this setup from I really don't like this setup from Toronto. I'm still going to get the team straightened here. I think this could be set up a little bit better here. I would like to see more resources put over here, kind of matching Kevster, kind of trying to fight for the single. So what you could do here is you could have, like, you have to know that you could Kitsune rush, but they're just going to match, right? And they're going to have Suzu and their defensive cooldowns and stuff like that. So the reason why you Kitsune Rush is to put pressure on main while you control the off angles. That's my spiel, guys, but it's really important that you do that. So what you would do is you'd pop your Kiriko ult, you put pressure on main, but at the same time you'd have either your Lucio Tracer or just your Tracer with the Kitsune Rush, take the duel, force recall, and then pursue. Because they're going to mirror Kitsune Rush, but you can have an advantage of this Tracer duel regardless, because their Tracer's not fighting inside Kitsune Rush. So the problem here from Toronto is watch how they take this engage. They Kitsune Rush and they run it down mid. This just doesn't work, guys. This just doesn't work. Not up against a composition that has the Kitsune Rush to match, Suzu to match, and when you don't have a cut. For example, if you were able to do something like send Sam on the flank and go 3-2-1, you might be able to clip Majid, right? Maybe. But there is no cut. It's too easy for Glads to press the S key and disengage, and Toronto can't over pursue, right? They over pursue, they walk outside of the thing. In fact, Toronto actually almost gets killed themselves because by rushing it down, they open up Kevster and Yaki to trade backline, right? Because Kevster and Yaki were better set up for this. Like, Majid almost dies. I would have much preferred, like I said, Kitsune Rush, put Sam on the flank, control the Tracer, or kill Echo, right? Like, this is how you would win this resource trade here. Everything in Dive, like, you guys have to, like, especially when ults are online, Dive is not about assassinating targets in the mirror. It just doesn't happen unless somebody makes a big mistake. It's about using your cooldown trades with better timing to either get a cooldown advantage because you play things with better timing and you hit your shots, or to get control of space. So for example, what you do is you'd use your Kitsune Rush, they would use their Kitsune Rush, but because you focus their DPS, either these DPS die or get their cooldowns and ultimates forced, or you clear out the angle entirely and they have to go back to their team, but now you've traded ultimates, but instead of being like this, right? This is how you started. You started here. Look at the angle that Kevster has. At the very worst, you trade ult for ult, but you remove Kevster from the space and he loses the angle. You guys kind of see what I'm saying? It's like, it feels like a net neutral trade, but if Toronto plays this well, they could actually take this position away and trade ult for ult. How do you feel about Echo from Toronto? I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure. It has to be like, I'm not sure, guys. I really don't know. I don't feel like this would be the map for it. Certainly not second point. It feels way too open. I will say it's having a double Tracer with Yaki and Tracer would be pretty nice with the copy. From Glad, sorry. Yeah, I'm getting, yeah. Why don't we have Sam or Hydron on the high ground? I mean, you don't have good LOS, right? Like, if you want to go for a high risk, high reward cut, maybe, but you know they're going to have Kitsune Rush to match. So I would much rather prefer the Kitsune Rush trade, and then let's get rid of Kevster. I mean, I'm not even joking. Yaki copying Tracer could be a legitimate reason why Echo is like halfway decent. So they just W key in, Glad's easily S key out, then they match Kitsune Rush, but Coluge is really punishable here. I don't know. Maybe Astro dies. Astro gets isolated. What happens to Astro? Astro, what happens? Oh, he gets mad isolated. He gets mad isolated. This, guys, by the way, is the NA classic. Whenever you guys talk to me about the Western versus Korean philosophies with NA ranked, check this out, or not NA ranked, just play. I can nitpick Toronto's execution all the live long day, but they are so cohesive as a unit, they just run it down. And so even though I don't think their timing here is, their angle control or their map control is good, because they're all on the same page, they create mistakes that they can isolate and kill. Like, their timing and map control are both equally important. So I think even though Toronto didn't do this one as well, so it works. So I don't think that was a great... let's actually look at it from Lastra's perspective. I'm curious why we didn't pop this earlier. Like, right now. We're too slow. We're a little bit too slow because you want to hold your space, right? If you wait too long, you have to give up too much space and people get too low. I think Korean play would do what I said earlier, which would be focus more on controlling the map, controlling the angles. Danteh said they were trying to bait Kitsune and back off, but Yaki didn't understand and went in and then popped it. I mean, yeah, I also think Aster just gets punished here, to be honest with you. I don't think Aster gets split. But yeah, I agree. Yaki's getting... Yaki's making some... Oh. Ooh, what? No way. Okay, that's actually not a bad trade. So SK, I wouldn't even say SK thinks hard. I just think SK has like a general better understanding of map control, from my understanding, from what I've seen. This is so confusing. What's going on here? So trade for trade. Beat keeps Magic up. Magic doesn't get beat though. There's the peel. Huge stick from Kevster here. Wait, no. Yeah, Kevster. Nice. Magic TP's out right into a pulse. Listen, y'all, your life gets to be a lot easier when your chasers hit pulse bombs. Oh my gosh, what just happened here? That's wild, man. That's wild. That's crazy. What a crazy... Like, caught on the light post. Okay, let's just keep watching. There's the tracer copy. Knew that one was coming. Tracer. Yeah, there just definitely seems to be a little bit of a desync here. Like, Yaki wants to go in with Tracer. Card's still moving, so maybe no real rush for this. But, like, you guys can see what I'm talking about, right? Dante's out. Yaki's in. This is just... It's not good, y'all. Like, this is... Even Lastro's in. You see that? But Dante's out. Kevster's out. Now Kevster's in, but now Yaki's out. And now Dante's in, but Yaki's out and Kevster's out. And Dante's gonna die for it. Yeah, there's some definitely issues with timing here, and whether that's language barrier or language gap or just a little bit of inexperience with working with this crew here, this is not good. This is not good. I'm sure these issues will be sorted out, you know, over time, but this is rough, right? Because that entire thing gets wasted. Oh! What happens to OG? Magic just a little slow in the draw. Ah, there's a lot of kills happening. Okay, this has to be really good from Kevster's POV, right, guys? That's pretty good, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, that's even more impressive than the one clip earlier in terms of like the actual aim required to make this work. Like, check this out, y'all. Okay, so whatever here, watch this. Like, that's crazy, y'all. And then Magic's a little slow in the draw. And then that's it, right? This fight, there's no way this fight should be lost. Ooh, what happens here? Oh, you almost got him too. I mean, he's just a great tracer. He's just a really good tracer. Yaki's a great tracer. Yeah, Yaki just, yeah, does disgusting things. No way Lastro survives. Oh, Astro! What are you doing? Look at Astro, man! Woo! Oh my gosh! How much HP did Lastro have? 1! He had 1 HP! 1! Oh my gosh. Oh, my heart. And then they're just gonna use just a cap. Yaki overextends a wee little bit. It might just be that he's cooked. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I think he's okay. I think probably shifting this direction would have made more sense, but yeah, this should be a fight win for Glads. Magic dies surely. No pole stick. Laster survives. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So a little bit of goofy. Oh, nice. A little bit of goofy. Okay, let's just see the. I know he showed up in the kill feed, so it doesn't necessarily mean he's playing well, but let's check this out just because for fun. That'll do it. Nothing really crazy there, but it was a nice stick. Yeah. So let's keep watching. Funny last draw. Huh. I'm sure that's already. Pretty sure that's what it's already been called. What is going on? These guys are trolling, man. These guys are trolling. I swear. There's a funny coming soon. I anxiously wait. You know, I will say this: the echo poke damage on the enemy Doom is pretty significant, and as long as he can avoid the Sojourn when she has rail, as I said earlier, you know. Where is? What is going on? Okay, I will say this. This is more of a macro gameplay here, guys. What's the strategy for how do gladiators win this fight, guys? How do gladiators? I will. Hang on. Why do gladiators win? How do gladiators win this fight? You guys tell me, macro wise. If you guys have seen any of my analytical stuff before, you should know. How do we win this fight? And also, it's Toronto too, so you know what they're gonna do. You know what Toronto's gonna do. Angles, right? Angles or Kite Kitsune, right? I love angles, but this is stupid. Respectfully, this is really stupid. Because, I mean, honestly, maybe it's not stupid because Toronto just runs it down mid. But if Toronto is smart here, they don't even Kitsune here. They just hunt Yaki, and then if Toronto tries, or Glads try to walk in, they Kitsune rush and they run them over. Yaki can't be here. He gets isolated because they're going to Kitsune rush. His team is going to go, and he's going to be by himself. He can't be here. Like, we want to play for angles, but we want to play for angles where you can actually disengage when your team disengages from. The funny thing here is you could maybe disengage towards their spawn, but this is stupid. And you can see the problem here, right? Even Toronto has a tendency to just run it down mid, pops a Kitsune rush, right? And they do send Sam on Yaki. So this is smart from them. And it's over. Like, Yaki is dead. His team cannot help him. What? What? Huh. But you guys see what I'm saying, right? Like, you can't be here. Like, this is, if your team can match them or if your team has the advantage, you could be here. But if your team backs up because they have Kitsune rush and beat advantage, you can't be here. You just can't. You can't be here. Like, there's nowhere for you to go. And honestly, ironically, guys, here's a funny thing. Funny fall off the map mistake, but they made that mistake because Yaki's in an angle where if they disengage, he's screwed. And you can see Yaki's POV. Watch his POV. Oh shoot, I'm getting pushed. Oh shit, they pop Kitsune Rush. I'm cooked. If I fly up here, I'm dead. There's nowhere for me to go. That's the mistake. So the best position for Yaki to be would have been to take an angle like this here, or at least maybe he can shift out with Kitsune, or honestly just stack on main, maybe have your Tracer play an angle or something, try and bait something, right? Again, we're talking about Toronto. Toronto just runs it down mid. You will be able to bait it. You did it almost successfully earlier. I don't know. This is very smart planning from Glad. It's early in the season though. Like, can I just disclaimer, guys? Guys, I'm going to be fully blunt and honest, but these players are great. These teams are great. It's just early in the season, okay? I'm just being blunt because it's easier for me to communicate my ideas. I'm not trying to trash on anybody here, all right? I'm actually kind of curious what Danteh does here. It looks like Danteh tries to kind of disrupt stuff. So if you're Danteh here, the best thing that you could do is try and bait the Kitsune Rush on you, try and distract, waste time so your team can disengage, and then you could just ult out, right? That, or they're going to track that they have beat, and they might try and Ajax OG. I mean, he is focusing OG here, right? That's why. He's trying to bait attention. Hey guys! Hey! Over here! I'm over here! Shoot me! Not in the back! Right? Because he's got the tools to get out again, right? Oh, we got punched out of that. Probably just die. Yeah. Okay. Not the end of the world. 2 for 1. You'll take, or 2 for 0 actually. Why hasn't Kevster killed everyone yet? I don't know. It's a great question. Kevster sucks. Trash can. Imagine not killing 6 every time. Alright, now we get a little bit more nuance because Astra will have beat to match, so Yaki can take more aggressive angles knowing that his team will match the enemy team's aggression and in fact supersede it, I don't even know, overwhelm it with their own Doomfist ultimate. So let's see what happens. Kevster on the flank. Now Kevster has to be really careful here because theoretically Toronto has the mirror matchup better because they could pocket their Tracer, and so theoretically if Sam is playing this one really smart and it gets a little bit of help from Magic, Kevster might have a hard time here. A little bit of space, plays safe, corner to corner, cover to cover. Astro has beat now. Oh, OG just gets rocked. OG is getting rolled. I would like OG spending more time. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to. It feels like he's peeling Hydran from Danteh, but I think he would be better served helping Sam with Kevster a little more. And Hydran needs to play smart just with his own positioning, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Like Sojourn ironically has better mobility than Lucio in some ways because if Hydran gets in trouble, he just shifts out. You know what I'm saying? Whereas OG has to bumble and fumble and scrumble his way back up top. Yeah, he just gets rolled. He just gets rolled. I think it would be better served controlling space. I don't like OG's positioning here. I would like OG playing up top here, personally. You could still peel, you could still boop, maybe or assisting with the Tracer tool. I don't like OG's positioning. And that's such a cheap fight win for Glads, you know? Because now Glads don't have to use a thing. And now you're in a really rough straits here because... Oh, now we're staggering again. Ooh, what? Did Kevster get punched in? Kevster must have got punched. Yeah. Unlucky. A little bit of overextension. A lot of overextension with this composition so far. Not a lot of discipline. Not a lot of discipline, guys. If you guys have seen the line, you would know what that means. Subtle play. So now Sam actually has a massive marking disadvantage. So I think this is a mistake from Sam. Yeah, like Sam can't take this duel because his Kiriko is always going to be out of LOS right here, whereas Laster's going to have an easier time supporting, so he can't play here. What I prefer Sam to do is probably control this angle from this side here or somewhere over here where there's at least some sort of pressure. Yeah, this isn't good. That's a big deal, and that's a go signal for Glads. Like they could just walk on Coluge right now, and there's nothing they can do about it. Coluge is just dead. Oh, and the beat's late. That's a very reactionary beat too, so I'll cut OG some slack, but this is a disaster. Now we just focus Hydran. Hydran will die. Kitsune rush just because. Wow, this is crazy peel. I have no idea how Hydran's not dying here. That is unbelievable. How on earth did he not die there? That's actually a massive misplay from Glads. You're up one, you have a recall advantage. They wasted beat. It doesn't even hit Magin. They beat second. There's the Sojourn. I honestly just feel like they get split. Yeah, I really just think they just get split. I don't think it's that deep. What is Laster doing? Yeah. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Whenever this kind of stuff happens, it's what is it, Occam's razor? It's the simplest solution or simplest answer. It's usually the correct one. Laster just didn't hear. Or he wasn't on the same page. Range gap? I don't know. But this guy has to die. Danteh has to be pocketed. Astro has to survive. I mean, we're literally losing fights to that. You know what I'm saying? Do you think this comp is the meta? No idea. Meta for pros? Probably. The Doomfist is probably debatable, but yeah. Disengage, 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 disengage. Danteh out, Danteh out. You see, Dante's just trying to bait their attention. Oh, but he overextends a little bit. Yo, he got yoinked. Did Yaki headshot him? Must have headshot him. Yeah, there it is. Huge, huge mechanical play. Danteh tries to peel by like baiting attention, but I think he overextends a little bit. Oh, he gets stuck. Never mind, it's not that deep. He just gets stuck. I do think that's probably something that a lot of these Doomfists are learning to adjust to, is if this becomes the meta or is anywhere close to the meta, Doomfist without his ult is going to be like the #1 stick target. I feel like it's just it's easy and it's easy value. So I feel like that's something that Doomfists are going to have to be really smart about. Stalling, waiting for Danteh. They isolate Yaki. Oh, Yaki. Why is Yaki here? Why does Yaki die? He just overgreets. I think Majid actually headshots him. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. It's just a big headshot from Majid, and Laster is just a little slow in the draw. Yeah. That should be it. Depends on the power punch here. Maybe we get a big power punch? Oh, that's a huge punch. Oh, not quite. That's basically it. So yeah, they hold them, it looks like. Yeah, so thoughts so far before we get into our next code. I really feel like there's some major communicational issues with Yaki and Lastro that need to be sorted out. I feel like Dante's overextending a little bit. I feel like Kevster's still cracked on Tracer. Timing issues, some planning issues, obviously early in the season, not too shabby, but it could be a lot better. Okay, what's our next code here? how do the codes get leaked? I think Danteh just leaked them, to be honest with you. I think just Danteh just pulled it up on stream and then Rick rolled, you know what I'm saying? All right, other Blizzard World code. R9W 3CX. Short little code. All right, Briggs in time. I like the Briggs in. It's interesting on defense. Let's see. So you play Briggs in here because you have the defender's advantage. You can hold good positions for your Zen. So I mean, you guys who have heard me coach before probably know what we're gonna worry about here. Basically, all we need from Kevster and Danteh and Yaki is constant control of pressure. Hydra and Sam specifically need to be under constant barrage here. Never any angles. They should never be able to stage a dive. The Queen comp does not work. I mean, I can't imagine it would. There's nothing to run on. You're not going to be able to reach the Brig Zen, nor do you help your team control off angles like a Winston or a Ball would. I can't imagine it would. The only way the Queen comp would work is if you'd find a way to rotate the Brig Zen. So what I would do here if I were the Queen comp is I'd rotate through this room here. You'd clear out here. Then you'd rotate and clear off top high ground. And what the Brig Zen would have to do is they'd rotate to here. And then once you rotate to here, you can leverage point and force the Brig Zen to walk forward to be able to contribute to point. I guarantee you they're not going to do that. And if they did do that, it would actually potentially work. But it's not going to work like this. Or maybe they do what I say. Maybe. Maybe. There's the Brig Zen rotate that I spoke about, but you're going to need to clear high ground or something. Oh, they do the rotate. Okay, maybe it does work. I actually don't like this from Kevster. Chat, what's the mistake from Kevster here? I mean, he's thinking about it. But right now, what's the priority? You know, actually, this isn't a mistake from Kevster, because he's definitely thinking about it right now. But what's priority right now? Scout? No, they already know where the core is. Mark Tracer, right. Mark Tracer. Wind Tracer. You have Discord and Harmony. This guy should never, ever, ever be allowed to take this angle. I assume he's going to go on it ASAP. He's looking. There it is. A little slow. Could be a little faster, though. And that is the disadvantage of this composition, is that you, outside of a little bit of Kiriko range, don't have the ability to mark. OG goes to help, as Funny Astro was saying earlier. Chat. What's the mistake right here? What's the massive mistake? Actually, I was impressed. I think Glads did it fairly, or not Glads, Toronto did it correctly. But they messed up real bad right here. Yes, both Ace-8. Should Kevster rather Mark Tracer? Well, you're not playing. Okay, you can dive post shout or post amp.
Dream content crossover today.
Thanks, Rymel. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. Thanks for the sub. Yes, you can follow up on the dive, but your priority is to like make sure that your Briggs in are never, ever under any pressure, and then you could just spam them out, right? Kev is committing shout here. I mean, I don't think shout necessarily was a mistake. This is really dumb. I'm gonna be honest. Danteh should never die here. Never. Zero chance. Zero chance Danteh dies here. So why are we knifing him? Why are we shouting at him? And we're about to axe. We're about to carnage. Chat. 3, 2, 1. Oh no. No. You're gonna die to this. You're gonna die to this. This is what we talked about, right? You clear out high ground, you put Briggs in on the floor, and then once Briggs in's on the floor, any engage that the enemy team makes, there's Briggs in are gonna have to walk forward. You run them over. Run them over. And we're turning on ball. This is a big habit in ranked as well. If you can't kill ball, you just have to ignore him. You have to trust that OG and your Kiriko will be able to peel this off as best as you can. And for crying out loud, guys, we have to keep our eyes forward on that Zen. We cannot let this happen. This can't happen. It just can't happen. We're late on the Suzu, but the problem here is that we should be moving. We are on, this Zen is walking into melee range, and we're letting him get away with it. Exactly, Nodlin. Exactly. This is not it. No. Look at Danteh. Look at how much attention they put on Danteh, and he just rolls out and survives. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You have closed the distance on the enemy backline. If ball goes in by himself, you don't even need to look to shoot him with whoever's available, but and wait for that Zen to go forward. And if the Zen never goes forward, here's the thing, chat. Listen. As long as Zen can't see the dive, I mean, heck, you could even look at Echo here, right? As long as their Zen and their Brig cannot see the dive will never kill people. You only need to look. Ironically, the only time the ball is lethal is when the Zen and Brig are involved in the dive. Do you see that? Now, I'm exaggerating a little bit. Theoretically, you know, Yaki could hit some crazy shots or Kevster could hit a crazy one clip. But you're really worried about the Discord, the Zen damage, and the Brig packs and the support, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Way too much attention on ball. So, I'm skeptical of the Queen, especially on second point. I think second point is like crazy. But I'm especially skeptical. They're not giving it a fair shot. And I don't think the Sombra is going to make things any better. That's again putting all of your eggs into one basket, which is dealing with the ball. I just don't think you have the damage to kill the ball. I really don't. I don't think you have the damage to kill the ball. Not without Discord. Now you could still do the same thing that we talked about, which is Pinsar and backline with the Sombra. Maybe. And we do have excellent scouting on where their backline is rotating. Well, if you just assume there's going to be a second point attack, yeah, well, if it's going to look like that, it's going to be no surprise. I also think this is actually a mistake. Okay, there's a term for this. Ryan be better here? No, I actually think Queen is probably your best bet here. Because Queen gives the extra speed with her shout that allows you to close the distance on backline. I think Ryan has other strengths. So, what's the mistake here, chat? First off, credit to Kevster. He does what we were wanting him to do. He is going to be marking Sam here. Also, credit to Yaki for getting early pressure with Pocket, right? On the tank line and the DPS line, right? This is good. Credit to the backline of Glads of rotating properly. What's the mistake here? Sombra instead of Sojourn means one less dive target. That's true. That's true. Danteh will hit when they cross. Trust. Danteh will hit them probably about here. I actually think the mistake is more on Toronto. There's a term called reaching. Reaching. All right. Reaching is when you want to play fast because you need to run over the Zen, but because you don't play your sight lines well, and so you overextend and you spend too long of a distance between the Junker Queen and the Zen. So what Toronto needs to do here is actually they've completed the rotate, chill on point, and do the exact same thing that they just did, but just do it again and do it better, right? They're reaching here. You can tell with the way Sam is set up that they're playing for a hard dive here. But actually, Sam might really dive here because it's going to cost him 1, 2, 3 blinks, and he's going to get marked all along the way. So Sam is probably going to instantly recall. Let's watch. Or he's going to die. That's reaching. That's reaching. That's reaching. I would have actually preferred Sam to stay with his team and then blink in even with his team later, or stay with his team and then stage around from backline later, or stay with his team, blink in through here, and pressure from here. He can't split from his team as early and as often as he'd like unless he's hiding, because the enemy tracer will hunt him down. Well, let's watch the front line now, okay? Reaching, 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 reaching. You see it? You see it? You see it? You see the reach? Also, Majid is super late. Why is Majid so late? Is he trying to help Sam? Majid is so late to this dive. Remember the whole strength of Kiriko versus non-dive? Or is you could literally just TP in, Suzu the floor, and just murder people, right? No support can do that. But Majid is super late, and oh my days. Oh my days. Look at the reach, guys. Look at how far we had to run to get to them. That's just sloppy. Sloppy. Once again, reminder that I'm being a little harsh here, just to be honest. This is early in the season yet. Why don't they just play point? It's a good question. Easy to see hindsight. This is why when people say play fast versus play slow, I get so irrationally angry, because that right there is playing fast, but playing fast stupid. You could go to point and sit on point and wait until the Zen break, walk up, and then run them over, and even ignore the ball. That's the thing. Would they have rather gone up top and then rush? Honestly, not even go up top. You could go to this corner or just hide on point and you take no damage. One or the other would have been fine. And have your tracers start with you and then take an angle later, so it's harder for them to mark her. I know a lot of what I'm saying feels sometimes a little bit like advanced stuff. But it's stuff that these guys do know, and they do know a lot about. Yeah. Oh, jeez. I mean, they just spend too much time out in the open, really. Like, you have to make this rotate now. Oh, gee, oh, what a boot from Danteh. Yeah, like, you just need to get inside closed doors. Huge boot from Danteh. The longer that Team Red, Toronto, stays out in the open at a distance, the worse it's going to be. And now it's just, they're cooked. And the funny thing is, chat, is we talk about aggression. There's Shout. There's Amp. There's Suzu. Lastro is also mid-rally. We're W King. We are now the aggressive comp. Look at this. He didn't care. Look at that. What are they going to do, huh? Right? You see what I'm saying? So don't reach, don't try and force walking and Briggs in if you aren't in a pop position. Right, you want to close the distance, force point, make them walk forward, then run them over. As we saw earlier, Briggs in have to walk forward at some point if you're pressuring point outside of their LOS. That's one of the advantage. That's why this point has cover. So you just can't stand and spam and just play, you know, it's not like a shooting gallery, right? You actually have to walk forward and take risks to do that. The unfortunate thing is when they did that first fight, instead of focusing on the Briggs in, who were in melee range, they focused on the ball. That was a problem. I will say that Yaki and Kevster in particular are doing a really good job of disrupting these dives as well by pressuring the tank line and then the DPS line as well. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to play early and often, play range, spam. Whereas Yaki earlier we needed to avoid the Sojourn LOS. There's nothing that Yaki needs to worry about right now. He just needs to put out as much pressure as possible in front of his team's LOS. Are they going to try and do the left rotate? Through here? No? Yes? No? I don't know what they're doing. Okay, so they force a rotate back. Nice, cute little bit of... Oh, they found Hydran. Kevster go, Kevster go, Kevster go. Kevster's probably looking for pulls, honestly. So this is where like it gets tricky as Kevster because you're like, I need to mark Tracer, but also I have pulse bomb. So you're like, what do I do? You know, let's stop. Dante's looking for Sombra. Oh. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, the UK legend himself. Check this out, y'all. Oh, okay. All right. Boy, oh boy, you know Hydran is mad about that. Oh, that is so annoying. That throws off your dive timing so hard. That's actually wild, bro. Look, he might actually die. Oh, no, he gets out. Oh, that is wild. Now, this is an educated gamble. Listen. Sombra's left. We hear her. Her massive clawdy footsteps. Did you guys hear that? She just translocated back to here. We hear that. She's somewhere around here. She might be going towards cover, so I whip shot it, right? That was good. That was good. How do you hear translocator? I mean, it's not hard to hear. Listen. Listen really carefully. Right here. You hear that? He even says a voice sign right there. I'm making it a little bit easier for y'all. You hear that? That's what you hear. Aster's just built different, y'all. Kevster's choosing to not mark as much because he's focused on pulse. But backline has trance, so they're less concerned about it. I don't like this rotate, by the way, from Toronto. I really do think they have to clear the Zen Brig off of high ground, because if you're not actively directly threatening the backline, I don't think you can beat this composition. If Zen Brig are able to play in a really nice sight lane, it doesn't matter what you do to the other DPS, you're just going to lose. So I really think that, unfortunately, you're going to have to do this rotate through here again, and you're going to need to do it right. I just don't think anything else will work. Look at the ego in Kevster and Yaki for the early pressure. There's a Kirikuo, there's the copy, there's a tracer. That's going to force both support alts. And honestly, the funny thing is here is really, Glads could just chill, y'all. Glads don't even need to do anything really crazy. They could just totally chill out now, pocket their DPS. Like, there's like zero threat whatsoever at all. Like, look at how messy this is, right? And Yaki could just farm up a pulse, right? There's the mines late. I mean, it's over. Like, I really don't. And then now Coluge is in, but there's nobody else with him. Like, did you see how long that rotate was? Oh, Lastro messed up. Lastro really messed up. This is stupid. This is really stupid from Lastro. This is really stupid from Lastro. He really should have just played top. He really should just have played top. But it doesn't matter. Too much resource, too much time spent out in the open, too much spam damage. That's it. Yeah, not great. Really, not a great understanding from Toronto, or not a great execution. Let's put it that way from Toronto. Yeah, they got dumpstered. I mean, I will say this, chat. I will say this. I personally don't think like you have to use your gut there. I don't think Toronto was taking that one super seriously. I'm sure it was more of a limit test kind of a thing. So you're just trying things out. I'm just a little bit disappointed that I don't feel like they gave it a fair shot. I don't think Junker Queen would have worked on second point, to be honest with you guys. There's your Diva classic and replay viewer. In fact, she's already here, chat. Did you notice that? Wait, where is she? Yeah, anyway. I don't think Queen would have worked on second. It's too wide of a map. Those like little clear out Lucio rotates would have been a lot harder. I mean, he could have forced cart, but I don't think it would have been as good. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's check it. Ana Zen. Chat, why are they playing Ana Zen? Give me your simplest answer. And why is Cayenne and not Yaki? Now, we could say that people are getting reps in. That's probably the more likely answer. But give me the strategic answer, even if it's wrong. Long sightlines. That's it. Yep, long sightlines. Ana Zen, long sightlines. So, chat, how do Ana Zen not immediately die to dive? Kai can swap to hit scan if needed. I expect Kai to swap to hit scan, actually. Nope. Nope, just big braiding on Sombra. Okay, fair enough. So then how do Ana Zen not just immediately die to dive? Diva peel? Actually, no. Yes, but not the most important reason. Play a split, Diva peel? Yes. What do you think Kevster will be doing this round, ladies and gentlemen? I've spoon-fed you the answer from what we saw the previous map. Sports plays split to control space, deny dive, yes. Right, yeah. Kevster marks, Ana Zen plays split and peel each other, so they can only dive one or the other while the other one peels off the other one. and then diva peel if necessary. But honestly, Dante's marking is probably going to be more important than anything else. So let's who's Shapai Baroon? Somebody said that in chat. I didn't see who it was. Who is that? Is it? I assume that's Speedily. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look. The Sombra is also pretty good at marking as well. So you look at their backline. I expect Kai to be focusing more on marking their Echo and their Tracer and their Diva if she overextends than diving backline, to be honest with you. Just control along sideline, stop them from diving. We've only done officially one map. How come Diva on this last map but not the last map? Well, you tell me. Now again, they're testing things, number one. But why do you think they're on Diva here? How do you win with Ana Zen? Like everything, here's how you build compositions, chat, okay? Here's how you build compositions. You have a defining factor. You have a defining factor, either a hero or a synergy, and then everything revolves around that. So, chat, look at Glads. What's the defining factor for Glads? What is the signature for Glads? What's the most unusual, difficult? Right, Zen. Ana and Zen. Ana and Zen. So then what we do is we pick heroes around Ana and Zen. Tracer to mark, Sombra to mark, and the Diva to mark. Why not Doom? Well, because Doom doesn't mark so well. Ball doesn't mark so well. If we were playing something more divey, something that required less peel, then we'd probably be on Doom Lucio or something like that, right? So it's a lot like this is why metas are so hard to track, because if you look at Blue's composition, Diva is pretty strong, but she's not overpoweringly powerful. Zen is pretty strong, but she's not overpoweringly powerful. A lot of it comes with synergy. And having similar goals. A Zen likes a Diva, not necessarily just for the peel, but for the proactive peel. Marking Doom, marking Ball, marking Winston, marking Tracer, marking Sombra, marking Echo, right? That's what we're talking about, right? That's why, ironically, Zen's best friend is Tracer, because she is the best prevention against their Tracer when she's playing properly, right? Okay, let's see what happens here. I imagine a lot of marking and controlling of their flankers, their DPS, because Discord and Harmony obliterates DPS. You think it obliterates tanks? Try being a Discord Tracer in a Tracer duel. So let's see where Ana's in set up. Are they going to stack? Are they going to split? Little bit of a stack. Oh, chat, they do a really bad job. This has to be a communicational diff. They just have no idea she's there. I think they don't do a good job. Like Kai, honestly, this is a little bit on Kai. So a good Sombra here. Will you guys tell me, what does a good Sombra do? What does a good Sombra do right now? So we scouted them all main. Remember what your job is. Where's the Echo? Right, hack Diva. Or this guy right here. You go scout out. You go scout out. You go set up. You know where they're going to go. Mark the divers. Right. Imagine a hack right here on either of these targets. They're cooked. It's over. They're done. Even Danteh honestly could be doing a better job here. Like this is like the problem with what Toronto does is not that it's bad. It's definitely good. It's just that if Glads play it well, this doesn't work. You can also tell because the backline isn't involved either. This is kind of just a solo dive by Coluge. So it's more on Glads to make a mistake than the other way around. So I really feel like Kai beefs this one. I think Kevster beefs this one. And you know Kevster's screaming here. But again, language barrier, I don't know. Because Babel, Lasser don't even respond. They don't even react. You see this? It's too late. Ouch. Big beef. Big beef from Glads. Because honestly, it's a really bad dive from Toronto. It's way overextended. They rushed it. They didn't set it up very well, but it didn't matter because Glads literally just fell asleep at the wheel. If Toronto mirror Sombra Tracer but keep Brig on it, is it the Kai's job to find the enemy translocator and have his own translocator in his back end to peel Sombra Diva? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Like, chat, all we have to do is compare hero to hero. Diva to Diva, doesn't matter. Let's go back. Tracer to Tracer, doesn't matter. Ana to Ana, doesn't matter. Brig versus Zen. Zen better at range, Brig better up close. So if you're playing the Ana Brig backline, you would probably like to almost Lucio-like rotate and play aggressively. The other nice thing about Brig and Ana is that your Ana Brig can split like Ana Zen, but your Brig generally won't demand as much peel if she gets dueling Tracers, so that she could be a little bit more self-sufficient, so she can play a little bit more aggressively with the positions that she plays, so she can help her DPS in more aggressive positions. And the Sombra versus Echo is just simply, the Sombra can isolate you if you're by yourself, right? The Echo has to play a little bit tighter or play more on high grounds. Sombra's more flat in isolation. Yeah, I mean, credit to Coluge for recognizing it. Sometimes you don't need to set up a good dive. If the enemy team just beefs it, you just run them over. There's the Brig swap. Same rules apply generally for terms of marking, I think, for the most part. The Genji swap is interesting. It's definitely a comfort pick, and I think I like it better than the Echo, honestly, especially versus the Sombra. It sounds weird to say that, but I think like a Genji dash can, just Genji pressure alone could do pretty well versus Sombra. What happens here? Could they have played this Diva comp at Blizzard World to abuse long sightlines? They could have, yeah. The Ana Zen, I think is doable on first point. I don't know if it's as good as Briggs in though. I think it's a little bit. I don't think your Ana Zen can comfortably split on first point, so it might be hard. What happens here? Because I feel like this is okay. Yeah, see, I will say this. This is pretty good from Kai. Check this out, y'all. Over here, guys, over here. There's the Tracer duel that we're looking for. Forces recall instantly. OG goes to clear. Kai has perfect spacing. It's actually pretty bad from OG that he didn't hit this whip shot. But we didn't have it. And he missed that one. That's pretty bad. That Inspire would have kept him alive. Yeah, that's not good. That shouldn't happen. Like, you have really what looks to be like a 4v3 over here that's lost. Or a 3v3. They should be able to peel this off. This is just a mechanical mistake. That's all it is. There's no reason that a Brig on a Tracer should die to this. Not if the Brig's playing correctly. Yeah, that's a beef. What happens with Magid as well? Unfortunate. a lot of this is just coming down to goofy mistakes. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, Speedily got to be careful. I mean, yeah, this is just forced from Toronto. Toronto has a tendency to do this where it's just, when in doubt, just run it down, right? Run it down, run it down, run it down, run it down. But it's not going to work, right? You don't have the cut. You don't have the angle. It took you 2 blinks to get here, right? It's just not going to work. That burst heal with Brig really showing up right there. Good peel. I will say this, though, from Kevster. So once Kevster gets the kill here, he gets a little bit sloppy here. We really should be trying to hunt down that Tracer. I think Kevster loses a little bit of focus. It's different when you have Pulse for sure, but you just have to be careful. A lot of what I say for like playstyle are more guidelines rather than rules, right? Kevster has Pulse, Genji's low. It's fine to do that, but you guys can see like how if we lose track of the Tracer for a second, it can be a little bit hairy. We gotta mark Hydra here. Especially now that he has Pulse, he can't get in like this. Oh gosh, guys. You just can't lose fights to this. Ah, jeez. That's a great play from Hydra, and I'll say that. That just shouldn't happen. I think it's a little bit on Danteh. Yeah, that's just, again, I hate to blame it on mechanics, y'all, but it's just mechanics. It's like, Danteh has to be a little bit faster and better than that because it's the most telegraphed pulse in the history of the universe. easiest eat, like literally the easiest eat in the history of the universe. You know where he's going, you know when he's going. If you can't mark him because he uses triple blinks, that's okay. But it also means he can't stay. Like, I actually don't think Kevster messed up here because you can't mark a tracer that triple blinks like that, but you don't need to mark a tracer that triple blinks like that because he's going to recall out immediately afterwards, right? So as long as you don't die instantly, which is what happened, then you're good to go. Honestly, who knows, Kleps? It could just be reps. So they need to hold position. I feel like Toronto's just going to run it down. Nice. They run it down. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Nano Diva. They get the kill on OG, huge. Zen now in spam range, which is brilliant. And then, I mean, I don't know. Let's see what happens here. What happens with Magid? Yeah, Magid just runs it in. How does Magid die, though? Oh, he just gets rolled. He doesn't even nade. Yeah, honestly, this is mechanics. And I mean this in a good way on Kevster. Like, he had nade and diva peel and a mini health pack. It's just mechanics. Jeez. Like, this is fight winning. Because Kevster is gonna probably die for this. Yeah, he's gonna die for this, right? You win the fight if he gets the nade off. I mean, like a quarter of a second. That's literally, sometimes, guys, it's just mechanics. It's just mechanics. And that's it, right? And then, okay, here's a really bad thing, guys. You now have a Brig Zen comp with their support ult spike. And Brig Zen with support ults is rough because the Brig Zen weakness is fragility to if they mess up, right? But if they mess up, they press Q. And even if they don't go aggressively, Brig Zen with the support ults is rough. That's just disgusting from Kevster, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's the marking, by the way, y'all. There's the marking, by the way. I would like a little bit more proactivity from maybe my Zen helping this out. Like, I do think Babel could probably realistically look to peek this over here. This would matter a lot more than any of the crappy spam damage he's getting down main that's just going to get healed up by Ana anyway. I don't like what Babel's doing here. The Kevster deserves and needs help on Hydran. This is a raw Tracer 1v1, but it shouldn't. There we go. We get a pack from last year, but that should have been sooner than that. Or was it an orb? He got some form of healing. Yeah, it was a pack.
That's how you do it.
Also, I think where is Kai? Did Kai get scouted? Kai's just mowing it down. I don't like this from Kai. I think what Kai's doing in general is probably okay, but you want to play in a position where, like, you look at Kai's positioning here. The problem with Kai's positioning here is that it's too hard for them to get to. It's too easy for them to clear him out. So what Kai is doing, y'all, is he's putting out early pressure and farming EMP. There's no off angle to control that Kevster's not already controlling, and this is something that Sombras in Zen versus Ana matchups do a lot, where you don't get discorded and you can get pocket from your Brig Zen, so you just ego. What I don't like is how Kai got a little bit too greedy as they walk forward. So this is fine. Back up. You need to start backing up this direction. Back up this direction, back up this direction. You should never be in dash range. You should never be in diva booster range. Because the problem with this is that he has to TP out when he really should just have kept shooting and kept shooting and kept shooting, 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 right? This was the oh guys, who was the Sombra with for Shanghai? Was it Lip? Not Lip. Was it Lip? Who was the Sombra for Shanghai? lip. This is the lip playstyle, right? You take an angle, you play good cover, you play good range, and you just mow out damage as much as you can. And you do that when you have confidence that you can control the flanks with your tracer, and you do have confidence that you can control the flanks with Kevster marking Hydra. Yeah, so this is a mistake from Kai. He doesn't respect the distance. Remember, this comp is better up close. This comp is better at distance. That's just how it's that simple. It's really that simple. Man, Hydra, jeez, dude. These high risk, high reward pulses are crazy. That's such a massive kill. So Kevster goes for the backline trade because he has pulse. Oh, what? How did that not stick? Danteh? So Danteh has to anchor point. Unfortunate. I mean, I don't know. That pulse from Hydra pretty much just carries it right there. Danteh is just consistently just a hair late with these pulses, or these matrices. And because they have to anchor point, alright, y'all. I'm a little biased because Hydran's a buddy of mine. But, ooh, jeez. I feel like I'm watching two people smurfing right now. Hydran is just deadlifted that fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. That pulse on the Brig and then the follow-up on the Zen afterwards, that's pretty good. Okay, I like the high ground clear. I don't like this very much. This is not great from Glads here. So basically, here's what Glads are trying to do. They're aggressively taking space, all right? Because they have support ult advantage, right? So that you can actually take a brawl with their comp, even though you're on Zen and they're on Ana, because you have Rally and Trance, and they only have Rally. The problem here is the fact that you don't have a cut that prevents them from running away, okay? Well, actually, you do, because you have Sombra and Tracer. So you set it up, you have Kevster in the spawn, Kai in the backline, but then we go for a play while our backline's still MIA. And so then we peel off the Tracer, we peel off the Sombra, then we rally push. Honestly, respectfully, OG really shouldn't even need to rally this at all. You can literally just walk away into this room and be like, come on, I dare you to come in here. And maybe the rally is more about the EMP, so it's understandable. But this is not good from Kevster. And this is not good from Kai. This timing with the backline was completely desynced here. What happens to Coluge? Oops. Coluge gets discorded and isolated. He might die. There's a trance, there's EMP. I honestly, this is really, really bad from, okay, chat, what's the plan? Stop right now. Everybody stop. What do you do as gladiators right now? You messed up your cut timing with your flankers. You got lucky and got to set it up, and then you did nothing with it. What do you do right now? What's the play? Kite. Let's go back just a few seconds. What do you do right now? Let me Let me give you guys something. Let me give you a hint. Here's what the gladiators do. Ready?
0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Nothing, 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 nothing. Nada, 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 nada. Wait.
And.
Shoot.
Point. Point, 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 point.
Or.
Off.
Angle. Angle, 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 angle.
Why are we rapping into them, guys? You have the map. They're in a small room. Look at Coluge. Because they're in a small room, they can no longer support their tracer or their diva. So all you have to do is what you're already doing right now and just shoot the off angles and mark point. Make them... Shut up, Nodlin! Anyway, you just shoot up, you just shoot the off angles, control space, make them walk out. And then transfer EMP when they walk out. What are they gonna do? They're gonna either let Coluge die, let Hydran die, or nothing. Right? It's really simple. Like there's no reason to force anything at all. But what do? They give up positioning and they just force. This is like the NA classic. I hate this type of play, guys. I really hate this. I hate this with a burning passion. You have such a massive advantage with your positioning, with your composition when it controls the spamming and DPSing, and why are we forcing this, guys? And the problem here is, yes, they're going to win the fight, surely, but they're going to blow 1, 2, 3 ultimates to win a fight that's already won right now. And in the meantime, they're not going to control card. And now I just you know, it just ticks me off. Why? So dumb. You had the fight handed to you with Coluge and Hydran completely isolated, with your Zen in an untouchable location. Literally, if you're Toronto, what do you do here? No, an EU team would have definitely made this mistake. That's an EU team in a nutshell. Western teams, just press W, forehead. Offensive, man. And look at how far Hydran C9 the card. So frustrating to me. Oh my gosh, there's just no way. Did he just get double booped? I think he got double booped. He got double booped, y'all. No, wait, what? That's not how boops work. What? I'm sorry, what? This is so stupid. I don't even care if he was walking with it. It's ridiculous. Ah, give me a break. It ticks me off, man. It ticks me off so much. That Glads did that. You know, and now you see the problem, chat. Now you see the problem. Why? Okay, why can't Glads control cart anymore? Why can't Glads control cart anymore? Have to go further. They open without the cover of cart. Actually, I know you're joking. I know you're joking. But actually, it's the opposite. It's actually really significant that Hydran did this, because what's the problem with Cart? Weird spot, right? Now, if we're playing correctly as Zen Brig here, you're marking Cart, right? You're marking Hydran. But what's the problem with marking Hydran now as opposed to marking Hydran here? You guys see what I'm saying, right? You can't see. Your Zen Brig can't see. They can't pocket your trade. They can't Discord or Harmony. It's impossible. So Hydran C9ing it to here. What are these butt cheeks? Good God, what is wrong? Okay, if he's C9'd it to here, means that it's actually now impossible to control the angles now, because you can't stop Hydran because you can't see. Like, it's impossible. This is a disaster, guys. This is a disaster. I actually feel like, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Maybe Toronto actually wins this one out. What is Lastro doing? Oh man, like I just suddenly know everybody's running off into La La Land. Like, whee! 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 Ah! And Hydran's just C9ing Cart. No, Speedily, don't die. Oh, Speedily died. Oh, no, why is this so messy, man? I can't tell who's gonna throw worse. Oh, he's 1 HP! Ah! Both just a DPS troll the lobby. I mean, you guys can see how bad this felt for Toronto, or for Glads, but just 2 DPS goof it up and troll. Bro, this is some play right here. Huge sleep by Magid, actually. That's hard to do there too. But they get a lot of space. That's great. They haven't used really any ultimates whatsoever. Surely Toronto caps here. It's a lot of ults. Oh man, this is the NA special. All right, chat. All right. It is the year 2023. It has been 7 years since Overwatch has released. Pressing Q and running it down mid doesn't work. It doesn't work if you don't have what? Chat, what is the problem with Toronto pressing Q right now? What is the problem right now? What do Toronto not have? A plan? Well, they kind of have a plan, right? But what do they not have? No positions, no high ground, no map control, no space. So instead of going, ha ha ha, Speedily sucks, GG's go next, ha ha ha, OG trash, worst NA main support, what a garbage can. No, that's not the case. You just don't have any space. No wonder you can't nanoblade. You don't even know where the Zen is. You don't even know where they are. You don't have any high ground. You have no off angles. You have no proximity to the enemy team. You're reaching. You're throwing crap at the wall. This is just killing me, man. Like, look at this blade. What's he supposed to do? Zero space. Zero. And the reason why this bothers me so much is so many of the mistakes from both teams apply to the same thing over and over. There's just no space control. Okay. Instead of just shrieking, because as fun as that is, what should Toronto do differently? Now, I also want you to keep in mind that no support ults, right? No support ults. So what should you do? Go left stairs or go right stairs or under, yeah? Why don't we just walk up left stairs? They don't dare match us. They don't dare match us. So then what do? They back up, okay? So congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. You've successfully walked upstairs, right? This is the Sun Tzu stuff, the art of war crap, you know? When you have a massive advantage, act as if you don't have an advantage and do your homework, right? This is basic fundamental combat, right? You just clear space. You chop wood, carry water, right? Clear out the high ground, Okay? Then what happens? The brig backs up. You get rid of stupid Kevster. You get rid of the diva. They fly off, and they're over here now. Now you have controlled this area of the map. Your backline can then walk to here, and imagine with the entire enemy team on this side of the map, and you actually here. Totally different story. Totally different story. Your Genji gets help. There's follow-up. The supports are a little bit closer. And you're back, and OG's not sitting in no man's land. Like, look at this. Look at this. No space, no control. Oh my gosh. It's just crazy, man. Right. You just have to control space, guys. And listen, read my lips. This is so important. If you learn nothing else from today's review, when you have an ultimate advantage, the enemy team cannot match you when you try to control space. So let me give you an example of what I mean. You guys are like, control top left. Be like, well, what if they dive you? What if they try and control? What if they stop you? What if that brig meets you? What if that diva meets you? It doesn't matter. If they meet you, you press Q with your rally and they die right there. They have to back up. They have to kite. They have to try and bait you. So what you do is then you're like, okay, well, if you're going to have to kite, I'm just going to take the space and then I'm going to kill you. It's a lose-lose. It's a lose-lose. So if you just take the space, you do the homework, because then if they try and match you on that space, you just press Q and they die. It's a lose-lose. I have no idea. Just maybe reps, maybe they feel like Magic's the better Kiriko. I have no idea. Do I bill Glads in Toronto for this? Yes. Send you a thank you bomb. Yeah, this is just a disaster. And my problem with this is, like I said, this is like a classic Western Overwatch thing, you know? I will say, again, this is on Coluge as well. Coluge needs to know that he has bolts. That's a little bit of a mechanical mistake from Coluge as well. This is why the East is consistently better at dive. It's not a mystery. Oof. What? How? How? Oh, we got discorded and he took a shot. Oh my gosh, Danteh just murdered the man. And now do you look how aggressively Babel's playing? Babel's kind of feeding with his cover usage, but he's got trance, so it's like, here comes the EMP. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now! There. Easy. Yeah, I mean, just atrocious space control from just a lot of rushing from both teams, really. I would have liked to see more emphasis put on controlling space and marking from Glads. I would have liked to see more emphasis on taking space when you have a supportal advantage, rotating as a group. Because remember, when you're playing on a brig, even ignoring supportals, the brigs then can't match you toe-to-toe in a short sightline, because nade just does so much more, and the amount of healing output that you have is so much easier. It's only when more open space sightlines that Zen comp can match you. But yeah. Look at Kev dying to bomb. That's so garbage. That's wild. That's wild. How is there even a difference? There isn't usually a large difference, but when you have teams that are composed primarily of Western culture, like if you look at Glads are a Western team with Eastern players. I would say a lot of it depends on the coaching staff and also the players that are taking more communicational control. Babel and Lassel are probably not taking control of the communication, and also Lassel is somebody who spent more time in a Western training culture. Now I'm stereotyping a little bit based off of the past of working with and seeing a lot of these teams play against each other, but that's not always necessarily the case. If you guys want to have a better representation of what I'm trying to say, watch the Atlanta 2021 finals versus the Shanghai Dragons. Shanghai abused the ever-living crap out of map control, and Atlanta had no idea what to do. Are you rushing? Are you dragging? So you do know the difference! I apologize. I forgot that my mic doesn't have as much peak guard as it should. My bad. Hope that nobody went deaf. I'm sorry. Okay. Havana. You gonna throw a chair? No. QGR2. And you guys feel free to use these codes, like they're out here, so I'm typing them out. QGR2D1. You don't need a special account or anything. Why did you say? Can you repeat that? Yeah, same volume as well. Havana. Yes, these are the ones that Danteh and Coluge leaked. This will be juicy. This will be juicy. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think Sam is a great Hanzo. Hydrant's a great Widow. Majid, Zbap, Zen. I mean, this is like dream team for Toronto right here. But then you've also got Yaki, Tracer, Kai, Widow. You know, Babel and Lastro and good Pyros as well. This should be great. Yeah. Okay, let's actually see what comps we actually are on before do we say this. Okay, chat, you guys big brain at this time. You guys tell me you are coaching the Toronto Defiant. How do the Toronto Defiant win versus the Glads? And then we'll flip-flop it. Just testing. Yeah, of course. I mean, Yaki's a disgusting tracer. Shoot better. Helpful. You're the Toronto Defiant. You are the Toronto Defiant. How do you beat the Glads? It doesn't have to be super complicated. Just some details, right? Keep backline alive. How do you keep backline alive? Play distance. Off angles. Take 2 snipers for crossfire. Excuse me. Early poke versus divers. Yep. Maintain space by poking. Yep. Knuckles the same. Yeah. Mark ball. Don't let him slam. I actually don't know that you can mark ball if you're not playing Tracer. So what does Coluge do if he can't mark ball? How does he play? Because he can't mark ball, and he might not even be able to mark Tracer, right? So like it's really hard. So what do? Shoot squishies, right? Let's put it this way. Coluge cannot control the enemy ball Tracer, but he can make sure that every dive that they have, there's no Zen follow-up. Or there's no Widow follow-up, right? Because you have the shield and spam advantage, right? So Coluge's job is to control the enemy Zenyatta and the enemy Widowmaker as best as he can to prevent follow-up on the dives. What is Hydrant's job? Well, win the Widow duel, body shot Tracer, all those things. Hanzo's job, same kind of thing, right? Save rock for ball. I mean, I don't even know if I do that. I don't. That might be too hard. I mean, if you could, sure. Hanzo's job. What's Hanzo's job, guys? This is more fun. Let's break it down roll by roll. What's Hanzo's job in this comp, in this matchup? You tell me. Pressure ball, sure. Recon Widow. Yep. Recon Widow or Tracer, really. If you know where Tracer's rolling out on and you can hit one shot, even if it's just like a body shot, there's the dive, right? Now it's just ball diving. Because the problem here is you guys are like, oh, ball Tracer, easy win, right? Well, yes, if Tracer can get staged. If you hit one shot on Tracer, she's done. She's cooked, she's out. Not to mention every time that she does get shot, there's a dice roll that she just dies. Help Widow. Right, so scouting with Sonic, Storm Arrow, Tracer, Pressure, Widow. Yeah. And also keep in mind as well that these guys should never be playing on the same angle, so it should be both of them getting dove. Like, it should be one at a time, right? Okay, let's keep going. What's Majid's job? What's Majid's job? Yeah, it's angles, y'all. Always angles. Map control, timing. Yep. What's Majid's job? Discord the ball. Yeah, Discord the Tracer, Discord the ball. It's really not even worth the Discord any of the backliners unless you're playing on diving. Just control their DPS, control their, yeah, exactly. Mark their ball, mark the Tracer. Constantly, early and often pressure. Constantly. All right, what about UV's job? Because you could already tell that UV's probably not going to need to heal Coluge much, right? So what's UV's job? More shooting ball, right? Help Zen, yeah, more shooting ball. Shooting Tracer, don't dive, save the dive victim. Okay, let's stop right there. You're playing Glads. How do Glads win? Give me like one sentence. How do Glads win? And then we'll do each roll. I know this is a little bit tedious, but I honestly have such a good time doing this. This is so much fun. Force cooldowns and then kill them. Kill the enemies in. Dive your discords. Sure. Switch comp. Right. So how do we kill Zen? Let's start with Danteh. What's Dante's job? What's Dante's job? Slam. Be cute. Yeah. Get into position to set up a dive on Widow or Zen. Yeah, that's a great answer right there. Yeah. Yeah. Get into position to dive something squishy. Now, getting into position usually means from a flank or getting into their backline safely, but that might be harder than we think because we probably expect Sam with Harmony Orb to be playing pretty aggressively marking them. So he'll need to be careful. Okay, what's Yaki's job? Testicular torsion. What's Yaki's job? Same thing, right? We don't have to be super complicated with it. We don't have to be cute with it, right? It's the same thing as the ball, right? It's the same thing. Try and find a way to stage on an angle or a flank to access either Zenyatta or Widow. You don't have to be in the same target as your ball. In fact, it might be better to split targets so Bap can't look at both. He can't lamp both. But yeah. All right, what about Kai? Because this is the real cute thing. Kai has a massive disadvantage in the duel unless... What? Because he doesn't have a shield. He doesn't have a Sonic. Right. Anytime his ball or tracer is in, especially if it's on backline, he has an advantage. Not necessarily in the Widow duel, unless the Widow itself is being dove, but he has an advantage on something. There is a squishy that's distracted and isolated and killable. So even a Widow can pay attention to dive timings. Alright. Babel. What do you think about Babel? This one's a little... The supports are tricky. The supports are tricky. Babel and Laster is tricky. Discord dives, sure. Don't die, Discord people. Right. I think it's probably going to be playing a little bit of distance to try and keep distance between himself and Coluge. I think he needs to be careful of Coluge. But if he can, like, support his Tracer ball as best as he can without dying to Coluge, then I think we're okay. Yeah, break shield, force Sigma to respect you. Yeah. Okay, last one, and this is the most interesting one in my opinion. What does Laster do? Why do you think Laster's on Kiriko? This one is super sexy. I love this one so much. This one is amazing. Follow up and ball slams. Right, a lot of it is a lot like ball tracer. Like we talk about like what Danteh and Yaki can do. I expect to an extent Laster is going to actually be playing as a diver with his ball tracer and assisting them on angles. As long as we can keep the Coluge at a distance and Babel doesn't need help, then we might actually see that. So I'm curious to see how Laster utilizes like high grounds and corners so that he can TP safely, because obviously just TPing in doesn't always work, right? But yeah, let's watch that. This will be very interesting. So much of these matchups are mechanics, but so much of these matchups are just, again, map control, spacing, and things like that. That is a loud gunfire shot. There's the you see it, chat? You see it? You see it? You see Lastro? Here comes the TP. Look at how far Babel's playing. There it is. Oh, I love it! I love it! So Coluge is marking. He's gonna listen for Babel to walk forward, for Kai to walk forward, and there it is. There's his job right there. Back off, back off. And he might push this. Babel might be a little too close. Control the Widow. Control the Widow. He should hear the Widow here. There it is. You see, this is the value of Sigma. If you ever feel helpless as Sigma versus Dive, this is what Sigma does. He finds the immobile targets and keeps them out of the dive. Because here comes the dive, but the question is this going to work? Is Danteh, honestly, yeah, this is a big mistake from Danteh. So, chat, what's the mistake from Danteh here? Babel has no footsteps, true. What's the mistake from Danteh here? He got impatient, right? He kind of already did his job. He got behind. He just needs to get behind now and then restage. And then now look at how easy it is to dive their backline from this position back here. He did his job. He got through, and now Yaki can stay and just Danteh gets behind, and then we can get a really nice juicy dive off of that. He got impatient, right? He got impatient. This happened on Doomfist as well. Do you guys remember that in Blizzard World? He's impatient. We need to chill. Big mistake. And now if you're Sam, you should just walk forward and start to contest this angle if you can. Babel makes a huge error here as well. Babel's way too close. This is ridiculous. Respectfully. That's just stupid. Really, really stupid. Especially when you're down one on your ball, and so your BAP can walk forward and support Coluge. This is really stupid. Lasser and Yaki are staged though, and Toronto doesn't have the mobility to clear them out, so they can actually just chill. Kai literally needs to go to spawn. Ah, dang, man. A lot of impatience. Yaki gets behind. Kiriko probably will follow. Kiriko must follow, or Kiriko will die. Bro, this is some next level staggering, I'm not gonna lie. Sam is Knuckles. Yaki is the Korean lettering. So Danteh gets behind. Do you see even how the Widow and Zenith preemptively rotated? Do you see how this has created space? And again, let's not just be super theoretical about it. Space just means that their Widow and Zen's positioning are worse. They're more predictable. Kai has a better idea of where they're positioned, so it's easier to win the duel. Nice. I mean, that's it, right? Like, I think Yaki is a little out of the loop here, which is a little bit depressing. But at least a great dive. I mean, this is okay. By the way, chat, this right here is why non-dive comps died on Kiriko's release. You guys want to know why everybody was playing Kiriko Lucio comps on release of Kiriko? This right here. I don't care if this is a BAP, Zen, Ana. If you can do this with Lucio on Kiriko's release, when she was super strong, nothing could survive. Nothing could survive. No support could ever do that. This is really good. Gosh darn it, Babel! Wake up! Why are we in melee range? No shots! This is happening. Play your space. Play your, like, the Widow is being dove. If anything, you should be rotating out here and helping Kai out, right? For crying out loud. Like, okay, and why does Danteh die? Greed. More greed, man. Like, it kills me, man. Like, so much of these deaths from Glads are just greed. Just straight up greed. It's just greed. They set it up really nicely, and they just needed to just survive, and it's over. Like, Toronto's just gonna slowly bleed to death on Danteh's next cycle, right? Like, look at the space here. You know what I'm saying? It's all, I mean, like, you could see it right there. Look at the angles that they controlled. It was just a matter of time. You can melee range a Zen when, you know, when you have an advantage, when you have a massive advantage, or you have a cooldown advantage. But let's actually look at Coluge when he kills Babel. Look at his HP. Look at his shield. Look at his cooldowns. Dax, I give you the sub, mate. How should Danteh have gotten out? You tell me. Great little cute little rollout there. Let me give you guys a hint. And then healed. 3, 2, 1. Going again. You don't have to win in 5 seconds. Congratulations, Epic. Keep up the good work. You're almost there, mate. Yeah, this is ridiculous. He had a Kiriko with him. Alright. Angle control. A little bit of impatience from Yaki there. I will say if he does get the stick on Widow, even though he's technically by himself, it does mean that I don't think Toronto can touch, so it was a calculated risk. It just unfortunately didn't work out. Alright, Babel. Don't feed. Don't feed, Babel. Don't feed. Don't feed. Ooh. Ooh, what? How? Hydrants. Ooh, what happened here? Did he crouch? How did he? Oh, what? What?
No one can.
What happens here? That's actually so funny from Sam. Sam actually just straight up jukes the shot. I think the crouch and then the uncrouch causes just a little bit of hesitation. I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on Hydran. All right, let's go. I will say this setup from Glads is like S tier. This is perfect setup from Babel, from Kai, from Lastro, from the flankers. It's just a little bit unfortunate. I think it was reasonable to take the duel there, even though your ball tracer weren't in, because you have sights, obviously. I'm actually curious. Did Sam have that Sonicked? No, he didn't. He actually missed the Sonic. That's funny. Okay. Kitsune ult with a nice off angle. This actually still might be a victory for, like, look at this engage. This engage is perfect. Look at the ball tracer. Full HP, unmarked. I think Toronto could have done a better job trying to mark this out, but the Widow was just a huge distraction. Toronto might just straight up lose this anyway. I'm surprised we didn't mine that. Mines would have been huge. Danteh? Why didn't we mines that? Right there, just drop the mines, breaks the lamp instantly, messes up the window. We go back in again. Now we mines, but oh man, it's too late now. Like you've already used your adaptive shields. You're already half HP in front of a window. Oh man. Said on stream you should have mined. Who's very unhappy? Yeah. 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 Honestly, huge misplay from Glads, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I think Toronto is playing this one reasonably well, but I think it's more misplays from the Glads here.
30 seconds remaining.
What did Coluge flux? I assume he was trying. I think he must have been trying to solo flux the Zen, but he must have missed. Which is actually the proper play. He didn't miss. Oh yeah, this is fine, y'all. This is fine. This is forcing a lot of, like, Glasher was not even using the Kitsune rush at all. So this is a good play from Coluge. I mean, this is what Sigma's good at, right, y'all? Holding space on the backline. I will say this, Coluge has done his job very well. I think as much as I've been harping on the Glads for screwing up, I think Coluge has played very well here. I think his space holding on all of the fights so far has been excellent. I mean, Babel's kind of trolled a little bit, but this has been like really nice. Good job on clearing out Yaki here. This is phenomenal. That's fight winning right there. Yaki really messed up.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't love Danteh. I don't know what Danteh is so rushing over. Danteh just needs to chill. He needs to wait for his tracer. Right there. Out. We got 15 seconds to kill. He needed to wait for Yaki to walk forward from spawn. Danteh needs to chill. See, this is really smart from Hydran because he knows there's nothing going on right now and he's going to get help. So he can just walk forward. Bam. And now look at Danteh. Danteh's out. Yeah, Danteh! Ah! Timing! We didn't need to go in. We had Infrasights. We had our team in spawn. Just wait. Just imagine if wait, let me actually pause the frame. Imagine if Danteh was just about to set up now. Infrasights is about to expire. 3, 2, 1. You have Yaki and Hydran. 3, 2, 1. Bang. Not really. Danteh really needs to settle. That's the biggest issue we've seen on Danteh and Doom, on Ball, even a little bit of Diva. Just settle. Why is it in even those 4 seconds from him? Probably because they don't touch, or it's a replay bug. It's a replay bug. Okay, but we know that they don't. It's a shame that we can't see it, but we know that they don't win. Okay, last replay code, y'all. CEHMYX. So Danteh's timing really screws up. Some big mistakes from Babel. But honestly, really good play by Coluge. Some also really good play from Hydrant as well.
Traveling to Havana. Attackers incoming.
Okay, last 8 minutes. Let's go nighttime, y'all. Okay. We don't have to go in detail in the matchups here. It's just basically double shield mirror. The only difference is going to be the tracer instead of the Hanzo, which means that, again, if you play around your tracer's timing and your tracer's flanks, we're good to go. More open sightlines favor the Hanzo, more closed sightlines favor the tracer. Sonic can help you with winning Widow duels as well. Nothing super crazy. Yeah, the it's annoying. Yeah, the overtime thing. Okay, let's see. How do Toronto control space versus the tracer? I imagine they're probably going to clear Yaki out first as quickly as they... Oh my gosh. How did he know where the Widow was? How did he know where Widow was? There it is. There it is right there. The scouting right there. Nice. He had a little bit of scouting information. And let me honestly guys, if you're playing Widow on this map, you're never even thinking of that. That's a great use of grapple right there. Completely shifts the angle. No way that Kai even knows that's coming. And there's Knuckles. There's our boy Knuckles, right? Downtime, right? Especially with no Widow down, so let's clear space. Let's clear angles. Clear them. Nice! That was a little high. You guys just pretend you didn't hear that. Yeah, this is great. I mean, it's a great shot and then a great job doing your homework, what we were not doing on the other dive stuff, and clearing angles, clearing space. Don't rush things. Even if you don't get the shot on Tracer there, you force the recall, he's out, he disengages, he probably has to rotate all the way to here. Now you can put full attention on the backline. Okay? Yes, sorry guys. Okay. Where's the Sonic? I assume Sonic is probably going to go up top here, or it's going to go back here. We might see Sonic here, but I would not like that. I would prefer more scouting information. So let's see what he does. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Thank you, Sam. I was getting a little nervous. I thought we were going to the Sonic backline. But you guys see it? One of the greatest Hanzos in the world, in my opinion, I think Sam is one of the best, uses his Sonic like this. Even if there's nothing there, the peace of mind. Good off-angle control here. Good little crossfire going from snipers and backline. This is great positioning. Really, I think this is really good. The only problem here is are we going to be able to deal with Yaki? Yeah. Yeah, I'm honestly, their positioning was too late. It was like a really ugly Riki dust. I will say this. What is the problem with Toronto's or Gladiator's retake right here? Who can tell me? What's the problem? Did you guys see my Havana map guide? We talked about this. We actually talked about this in the Havana map guide last week. They're all coming from the same angle, right? So what do you do? How do you do? What do you do? So Yaki has to stage better. Widow left, maybe? Maybe Kai here would be good. Yeah. It's tough when you're thinking Widow duel, right? There's a lot more to factor in. Watch this. I'm about to blow y'all's brains out, okay? Again. This time with not shrieking, okay? What if Babel rotated here with Yaki? You see what I'm saying? Easy access to backline, faster pathing, right? Obviously, can Coluge push Babel? Yes, but not this far away, right? Easy scouting on Widow. Sig spam. Okay, if Sig is spamming on your Zen, this allows Danteh to just walk forward for free. Hanzo could, yeah, but it's all about risk reward, right, y'all? What would you rather have? Zenyatta sit back here and do nothing? And assist a flanker, but then not really? I don't know. That's what I would actually... Because the problem with Yaki's position here is it takes forever to stage, and he doesn't get Zen support. I think your Zen can split, especially because they're not on a flanker. Like remember, that's the weakness of running Hanzo, right? You have no way of... My cats are chasing each other. You have no way to stop a Zen from taking a flank. What are you going to do? Especially when he's got a Tracer with him. I don't know. Something to consider. I think they could have set up their flanks better here. Kai should die. Kai does die. Nice little bit of stagger there. Lasser will probably die. Yaki's set up. Lasser doesn't die. Huge. Ooh, Lasser almost dies. Yaki's staged behind. Okay. Do they have time to rotate properly? I'm not sure. I think they did. I think they did. I don't think that rotation is much longer than what they already did. Okay, let's see what we do. This is what we want to see, by the way. Look at what's happening from Glads. This is pretty good. Check out the timing of this push on Coluge. Yaki on Zen. UV on Zen. Everybody else on Sigma. My only problem here is that, again, I feel like Babel's not really involved. So that was a nice trade. Danteh needs to be careful. Like, the other thing about Tracer, guys, is you also generally have so much more consistent scouting on the enemy Widowmaker, so you should always have an advantage of where your backline can position safely. So, like, I think here, with information that Tracer can feed to Babel, I think Babel could be a little bit more aggressive with how he positions. Like, I wonder if, like, Babel could go for... I don't know. Maybe Zen can't split here because there's not a lot of good cover. I don't know. Because guys, I don't have all the answers. I'm just thinking out loud here. Because, like, I don't feel like Babel's impact here is a lot. Right? So you could troll the side of the map. Now what? Now what do you do? You know what I'm saying? You know? It's like, what do you do now? You know, I just feels like, despite having the Tracer, the Gladiators don't really control more of the map. You know what I'm saying? Is Magid playing it right? I don't know. Let's watch. I mean, Magid is more limited with his position because Tracer can bully. It also feels like sometimes that these engages aren't timed really well. Earlier, the engage from Glads was timed really well. Do you see how aggressively Danteh and backline are playing? But look at Yaki. It's sometimes, guys, it's not that deep. I'm definitely thinking a lot about, like, my Zenyatta and backline's positioning, but also, like, our Tracer's just not doing anything. So we really shouldn't be aggressively trading when our Tracer's not doing anything, because it's literally a 5v4, right? So all we'd want to do is we'd want to trade now, right? Because now you have Widow on Tracer, so then that means Kai can actually take an aggressive position and duel Hanzo, or take an aggressive position here. And if we're dueling Hanzo now, then that Hanzo doesn't kill my Zenyatta. Is this Glads for a scrim? Because, like, this is where you need your Tracer legitimately calling dives. Like, Tracer calls when she's on somebody, and that's when we take our neutrals. Or Danteh screams, they're pushing, they're pushing, they're pushing. Yaki, do something, right? Find a target, find a pressure, you know? Whitting is the most underrated team in AL right now. I don't know. I don't like judging rosters because I think it's a gamble, because you don't really know what rosters are going to do well and what rosters are not. There's a lot more than just player quality that goes into success. And I also haven't followed enough to know for sure. The first scrim, I mean, it makes sense, right? Because by the time Yaki gets into Hydran, they're already down 2, and so they can easily peel off Hydran. I will say, this is pretty nice from Hydran, right? Watch this movement, y'all. I think this is good anyway. My god. Ah, never mind. I thought it was something fancier than it wasn't. Gotcha. So call dives, Yaki. Haha, that's cheeky. That's actually huge. Like, and this is a situation where, like, the Infrasites makes it so much harder for, like, Tracer to dive, you know? And then now we're walking out of a choke. Yeah, this should just be over. Like, look at Kai's position. Like, what is Kai supposed to do? There's no space at all. This is the problem with the Brig Zen, the Zen comps, the sniper comps in general. It's oppressive when you have space. It's also oppressive. It's bad when you don't have space. Not a lot of shots are hitting though. Nice lamp from UV. Okay, it took way, way longer than it should have, and that's what I smell as mechanics. Shots should have landed here.
No one can hide.
This guy's egoing so hard. And he's egoing so hard because he knows where Tracer is. So as long as Tracer's on backline, it doesn't mean he can't take angles in the front line, especially with Infrasites, right? That's what's happening. And then he kind of gets stuck here. Huge lamp from UV, man. Wow.
Only by example.
This is actually a little bit of trolling from Hydra, I'm not gonna lie, but crazy support. Get rolled, trash. Alright. Oh, hey, welcome. Ah, jeez. Chat, we're only halfway through. Did they just get turbo stomped? They must get turbo stomped. I always say curb stomped and turbo stomped, and so I say curbo stomped, or turb stomped, which sounds like turd stomped. Wow, nice shot. I think it was caught between shield cycles, actually. No, not even. They just didn't know where he was. Woo! Sweat. Oh my gosh. No lamp, right, y'all? I actually don't think this is that bad for Chaunter, though. They used sights and pulse while up one. So I think, oh my gosh, Hydran, guys. Wow. So yeah, I think you take that if you're Chaunter. Check out the Discord. Check out my Patreon. Check out my bank account. So Coluge needs to be really careful here, and Hydra needs to be careful as well. We have 1, 2, 3 people clearing Tracer. Coluge should absolutely get turbo stomped on this tank trade. Be very, very, very careful. I mean, this is what's gonna happen here. You see that? You see that guy? Like, we literally knew that was gonna happen. It's not that deep. When you have 3 people clearing a Tracer, you don't have healing and you don't have shield pressure. So you automatically lose the tank trade, and look what happens. A little bit of shield mismanagement there too, but yeah, that's just timing. That's just timing, and that's good timing from Yaki. I also like where Yaki's positioned. I think this part of the map is probably the best part to control. And then now Yaki's out, and this is what makes Tracer weak, is her uptime can be a problem in these comps. Whereas if you shoot her once, she has to go grab a health pack. Oh, I'm sorry, redeemed high rate. My bad. Thank you. Okay. Jeez. Haha. Little bit of a wide peek from Lastro, and then he gets caught in a predictable arc where he has to go towards cover, so that makes it an easy shot. That's the irony. When you swing too far from cover, everybody knows where you're going to, so then when you head towards cover, which is ironically the safe thing, it's actually the bad thing to do because it makes it easy to predict where you're going. So actually, if Lastro swings wide there, the best thing he could do is like to continue to swing wider or even juke it to try and bait the shot and then go to cover once it's been taken. A little bit of a micro tip there. This is fine, just for some space. We missed the rock. Hydran just does Hydrant things. What was Kai focusing on? Yeah, Kai's running away from the window. This is just utilizing your team. And then the problem here is, like, as we saw earlier, Yaki goes in just a little bit too early, gets discorded, and then gets shot while his team is not involved that much. So then while all this is happening, this is the problem with Tracer, right? You guys want to talk about why is every team not running Tracer in Havana? This is why right here. Yes, Yaki messed up his timing a little bit, but he got punished by being out of the fight. 347. I mean, essentially 12 seconds, right? 12 seconds. That's brutal. That is brutal. You know? Oh, but still, the GOAT himself. Woo! I gotta stop making loud noises. Sorry, guys. I forgot about my noise gate. I thought my noise gate was better than it was. Not the biggest kill in the history of the universe, but hey, we'll take it. Just give Tracer shields to reduce her downtime. Hey, it worked for Ball. Ooh. I mean, a lot of this, honestly, guys, is going to be a little bit dull because it's just going to come down to mechanics to an extent. I mean, there's the Tracer advantage right there. There's the Tracer advantage. Why does Kai hit this shot? Why does Kai hit this shot? Right? Hanzo's not looking. Hanzo's not looking. Hanzo's looking at Tracer. Right there. It's a great shot, but that's where the Tracer advantage is. So if you can hit value during those windows of time when your Tracer is in, then you're good to go. If you don't, you're cooked. It's that simple. And the Infrasight is an unfortunate cherry on top because it's would have prevented that kill. What? Ha! A little bit of ego from Kai. Nice shots, Majid. Majid's my boy. Again, really nice timing from Yaki here. You notice that everyone's pushing on Danteh. It was Danteh. Wide open. Hydrant should die here. There it is. So if I'm Toronto, this is just a focus. This is just a focus issue. Where, like, if you're Toronto here, you have an advantage, yes, but Tracer's still in the backline. So if you bait a little push on Danteh and just turn around and peel Kai, or Hydrant, excuse me, Yaki probably dies, actually, because even if he recalls, he's going to get stuck out in no man's land. So then Yaki dies, or gets cleared out, as we saw earlier, for 14 seconds, 12 seconds, and then we can hard push. The problem with Toronto is there's just a little bit of greed, right? Oh, we're up, push, but no, consider angles. You guys notice that that's the problem again. That's the problem again. We're not considering our off angles. We're not considering our flanks. Even when we have an advantage. Look at how Tracer got into Hydrant. Is it through the... Nice. It's a great play by Yaki, but also at the same time, it shouldn't be that easy if you're playing properly. I have a feeling this is going to force a trance. Magic's going in for the kill. Magic goes in for a high-risk, high-reward play, because he might as well. Got a hair in my nose. Oh. I think it's my own hair. Nice. This is still winnable. How do they not cap this? Oh, what? What is with the Tracer play today, y'all? Holy mackerel. Whoa. Whoa. That's it. That's it right there, y'all. Whoa. Whoa. That's wild. Did he kick Lastro out of Coluge's ult? Actually, I don't know. That's a good question. Boom, there's Majid. Ha! He did! He kicked him out of his ult! Good catch, guys. Good catch. That's wild. I don't think Actually, it might have mattered, actually. That might have actually mattered, because he would have died, and then yes, they kill Majid, but actually, if Lastro dies, and then Sam survives, that's actually hilarious. They actually lost because of that, y'all. They actually lost because of that. He kicked him out of Dante's. Yeah, sorry. That's what I meant, yeah. That's hilarious. Majid literally kicked... No, it's not. No, Majid kicked Lastro out of Coluge's ult. Watch. Don't let the colors fool you. Colors are weird in replay codes. Check it. Right? There's Majid on the flank. Bam. Shooting Lastro. Flux on Lastro. Kicks him right out. Yeah, both Sigs ulted. Okay. I like the Genji swap actually, because everything's a lot tighter, you know, once you get to like this point of the fight here, so you might as well go Genji. It's pretty good. It also gives you a nice little blade here. Guys, Majid kicked Lastro, the enemy Batiste, out of his own Sigma's ultimate. It lifted Majid, but the enemy... Guys, I can't believe this. Both Sigma's ult. Watch. Coluge. Look at Coluge. Wait. Oh, I thought Coluge ulted over here. Dang it, I'm the stupid one. I'm the moron. There's your Dunning-Kruger effect right there in effect. I'm like, come on, you guys, how are you this dense? But that's actually, this is an Danteh lifts Majid. Never mind. Dang it. Fine. Man. There goes my perfect record. Shut up. I just shut your mouths. All of you. I get rolled. I don't even think Hydra knew he was there. Yeah, and that's the thing with Widow duels, guys. Like, so much of Widow duels just comes from surprise factor, and you've already seen it in this VOD. Like, these are S-tier Widowmakers, like some of the best in the world, and they're losing duels because surprise, or they weren't expecting that grapple. That's usually how Widowmaker duels go. A lot of them are mechanics, but a lot of them are just brains. Well, no, my point was that I thought that this was Coluge's fluxing the backline over here, and he missed. I thought. I didn't think that he fluxed Danteh. Which, now that I think about it, why didn't he flux the BAP? Oh, get ready. 0.25. Ready? Ba-da-da-da-dun-dun-dun-dun. Ba-da-da-da-dun. Oh, never mind. Shurikens. Beta shurikens. I thought it was going to be a deflect. Dang it. Dang it, Chan, I'm wrong again. Clear the tracer, please, clear the tracer! Please, you have a Genji. Genji's the echo. That's another thing that Genji's great at. Genji could just go, you know, smack her right out, you know? Why are we looking forward? Like, this is way too much value. Just clear the tracer, guys. Guys, just clear the tracer. Clear the tracer! Clear the tracer! You have a Genji! Samuel! No shot hide. Oh my gosh. Yaki is just getting loads of value just because people refuse to look at him. Now they're looking at him now, but Genji's still going in. Sam! Oh my gosh! Please! I'm so tired of seeing opening picks and then just completely ruined because just Sam, like, you're on Genji. You can literally, you've already forced them back here. You don't care if they just clear him out. This is pretty cool though. That's a Toronto must clear tracer. Do they do it? That's a little over an extension. All right. Sig overstands. Ooh, Coluge. Ooh, and the lamp because of the stick. All right. Oh, it is dead. Nice, nicely done.
30 seconds.
Nicely done. Of course he wouldn't. It's the only thing that, honestly, it's kind of a cheese rock too because Coluge messes up his positioning. Coluge, there's really nowhere for Coluge to hide. It's not even that good of a rock for Danteh. He just aimed it at a, it's like a Kiriko spam. Just throw it in that general vicinity and it's gonna hit, you know? There's nowhere to hide. Coluge was probably pretty mad about that one, honestly. All right, so now Tracer's in the back line because of Infrasight. Nice.
10 seconds.
If they get trance, they should cap this. Well, maybe. They have double support ult. Ooh, Babel? Really nice flank from Sam here, by the way. Really nice flank from both of these guys. Great use of map control. I think I'm surprised Babel didn't react to Sam being here, because if you got Yaki in here with the Discord, Sam probably dies actually. So I think a little bit of a failure of awareness from Sam here, or from Sam Babel. Oh man, that's so annoying. Do they cap? We don't even know. Yeah. So I really think a big mistake from Babel did that. That's probably why they lost. I assume they lost. But yeah, I think it's just really an awareness thing for Babel. Okay, so Toronto rushing things a little bit. Glad's not controlling space very well. Really interesting stuff. I mean, it makes sense this is Glad's first scrim. Do you guys have any questions? Have any questions? Lots of stuff to talk about here. I honestly have a hard time remembering everything that we talked about. But any questions? I think Danteh said they hold. That's astonishing. I think that's it, y'all. I think that's it. I think that's it. If they hold, that's astonishing, considering they had only window into Trance Blade, and they were down one. Would you say Tracer worked there, or just would you say Tracer worked here, or didn't? I think Tracer definitely worked. Yeah, I mean, I think my point was I think Toronto could have played around the Tracer better. You know, I don't think Tracer. I think Tracer was excellent, definitely a good pick, and Yaki played it pretty well for the most part. But I just think Toronto, especially when you go to the Genji swap, could have done a much better job just clearing her, because she's so isolated. She's right here. You know, she's not like way in your backline. You know, and then even when she is way in your backline, when you get a pick, then stop, look at the Tracer, force her out, then go back to doing your business. And I think Toronto was very bad at that. Why Tracer over Genji? Just more flank control. Genji's good when like everything's pretty linear here, like very stacked up and high ground. But Tracer, when there's so much space back here, is just objectively better, I think. What do you try other than Genuine? Genji? I mean, I think Genji was fine. I had no problem with Genji. I think Genji was fine. Tracer could work too. Hanzo was fine too. I think Genji was fine. Varashi teams are definitely still experimenting. Is there any actual reason to take Yaki over Kev in this? I mean, I don't know. I think... DDPop, thank you for the sub. Pyop, no, I don't know. I don't know of anything that Yaki plays better than Kev. Maybe Echo? Yaki probably has a better Echo. I'm trying to think of what Yaki played last year. But they're probably just rotating them in, yeah. I was saying if you did that as DPS Kiriko being where the Tracer was, wouldn't it be bad? I mean, yeah, because if you couldn't TP out, sure. Any thoughts as to why we're not seeing into the hit scans like Ash, Cassie, Soldier? Just the nature of the comp. This is the sniper map, so you're going to see snipers. You saw dive maps earlier, so you're going to see dive. Cass, Soldier are more like mid-range comps when dive isn't meta. How common is Ryan? I don't know. In pro scrims, I don't know. What do you think of Glad's biggest issue so far? I think it was definitely not taking good map control, like Danteh rushing things, I think, and communicational issues between Yaki, Lastro, and Danteh, I think. Probably communications. You think Yaki Echo better? Echo? I mean, I don't know. I don't know that Yaki plays a hero better than Kevster. I think maybe Yaki is probably more along the lines of we need somebody in with Kevster, and Kai only covers a certain number of heroes, right? And Yaki is a good DPS. So like, let's say you were to play a Hanzo Tracer composition or something like that, or a Sombra Tracer composition, and you'd want, let's say, Kev on Sombra or something, then Yaki can play a nasty Tracer, right? How long do you think a VOD review should be, or does it not matter? Is it 10 minutes or 2 hours? Depends. I don't like team VOD reviews longer than like 30 minutes. I do my individual VOD reviews for like an hour, sometimes more, but that's because we talk about a lot of stuff besides just gameplay. We talk about their training habits, the training schedule. We talk about a lot of different not fun things, but a lot of different things to keep their attention. But if we're going over just gameplay, over 30, 35, 40 minutes is a little bit long. Have I coached Magic before? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Worked with him a little bit with Saudi, and I've known Majid for a while. I think I might have worked with Majid a little bit with Ex Oblivione before that. I don't honestly can't remember. It's been a while. I mean, Ash is still good with those high grounds, right? Because she still has the mobility option with Coach Gun, and mid range is still really good, and Bob is still really good. Yeah, from Bob. Are there any more scrims? I don't think so. I think that's mostly it. Did I miss anything, chat? I think those are all the scrim codes. Could you play Widow Sojourn here? Or does not? Well, Sojourn back in the day was better, but she builds charge off of railguns so slow that it's not as good as it used to be. Also, not having the one shot anymore really stinks. What do you think of Stux's new aim trainer? I think it's interesting. I haven't tested it much yet. I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's good. Who do you think is the best player you've coached in terms of adapting and using what you've told them? I think the smartest player I've coached is Hadi. Or Backbone, probably, in terms of like growth from the player. I think Landon is also really smart. Shoot. It's a tough question. Yeah, I'm not sure. How are we feeling about Babel? I don't know. Felt like Babel just was out of position sometimes. But it was more of just like, honestly, it's impossible to make reads on a player from like one scrim map. Honestly, it really is.